Hey friends, you're tuned into Honestly Friends Pod with Day and Lee, where we talk about life, love, friendships, and the culture. Hi Lee.
Hey Day, how you doing?
Good, good. Or good enough, maybe.
Hmm.
I had like
Hmm.
a flu the last time we recorded. I told you I was feeling like I was getting sick, and I definitely got sick. So
Hmm.
I have still a bit of a cough, but I'm okay otherwise. How about you?
I'm glad you're good. I am good. Um, yeah,
Yeah, so I'm gonna try
grateful.
to
New week,
new week.
new possibilities. So I'm happy
Amen.
about that. Yeah, and I'm
Hallelujah.
excited to talk to you about what we're talking about today because I'm
Yes.
still fired up from last week.
Oh gosh. Okay. So yes. So
Yeah.
this is part two of the venting conversation. So last week's episode, we talked about how friends vent, and we got really candid about how we do vent about each other. Some of us were
Particularly,
shocked.
yeah.
Some of us were not.
Hmm.
But it was a good conversation. I feel like that was such a good and healthy conversation. It needs to happen. So that was a good one. This week's episode, though, is on people being crazy.
Hmm.
So, the reason why we ended up talking about friends venting about each other was because I had seen, dun, 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 as always, I'm on social media. Like, I'm starting to be embarrassed because I say this every week. I was on Twitter and
Mm.
I saw someone say something like, if my friend is venting about me, like, don't tell me nothing. Like, I'll be wilding out sometimes. And I thought that was funny.
Mm.
But I was like, where is this coming from? So I did a little Twitter research, and where it came from was a TikTok post. So this woman was out like at a restaurant, like brunch time, probably, looked like daytime, lunchtime. And it looks like she was by herself, and she was close enough to a group of women, like four women, who were sitting together having lunch and talking about one of their friends. Their friend's name is Sarah. So if anybody else has seen that TikTok post, you know what I'm talking about. And apparently they were saying like Sarah was wilding out when they went out, like she didn't have any undergarment on under her clothes. That's where it came from.
Wow.
Like they were talking about that in her group. Like she, I don't know where they went, but like they went out and apparently they had photographs like of her chucha manga or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
I don't remember
like when
this
I
part. You
watched.
did not go into
I
it
sent
like
you the
this.
video. I sent you the
I
video.
didn't
I
watch
didn't
all of that.
remember. Yeah, I didn't remember either. I just watched it just to like refresh myself, and I was like,
Mm.
Sarah Cooch was out. Like, girl,
Wow.
I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie to you, Lee.
it's
If me,
different.
you, and a couple friends went out, and one of our friends Cooch was out, I'm definitely talking about it. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be like,
Yes.
now why was that
Within
girl
amongst
Coochie out?
amongst ourselves though, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
like not on social
Yeah,
media or
that would be the
whatever.
talk of the town amongst us. Yes.
Yeah, like
And that
I
would be a venting session
that would be
automatically.
a venting session because why is your chooch out? Like, why
Yeah.
is that out for the world to see? And funny enough, I
Mm.
definitely have a story situation where that happened to me with a group of friends, and I was like, "Well, baby, I'm never going out with you again." Like, because why am I making eye contact with your vagine? I don't
Exactly.
want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I understood why the girls were
Word.
venting. It may not be the nicest thing, but it's like, I'm sorry. I feel like I would be real shocked if I looked over at my friend and I seen her whole thing out. And to the point that we have photos, and for whatever reason, your skirt isn't pulled down or dress isn't pulled
Mm.
down like long
What's going
enough
on?
or whatever. And it's also in pictures. Um, so that's where this conversation came from last week about friends venting about each other. But this week, I want to focus on social media vigilantism. Like,
Mm.
why y'all think y'all the Avengers of social media? I'm super confused.
I'll tell you why. Because people are big and bad on a computer. It's
Yeah.
something that has happened within, I would say, the last 10 to 15 years where people just have all this to say behind a keyboard or a smartphone. But knowing damn well if they were confronted in person, they would either deny it or downsize it.
Mum's
So
the
that's where
word,
it's
right?
coming from. And when you said that the lady said, if my friend's got something to say about me, don't tell me, she's a mature person. And she's mature, especially if she's younger, like in her 20s. She's mature beyond her years. And if she's older, like in her 30s or older, she's just had friends for a while
So the
and
person
has
that
realized
said
that,
that, the person that said that was just a
mhm,
random guy, I think, that saw the post and was like, y'all don't come to me with no foolishness, which is my sentiment exactly. Like, based off
yeah.
of just our conversation last week, like, people are going to vent.
But I
If I'm
think if
wilding
you
out, I'm
can
wilding
say
out.
that, yeah. But I think you can only say that if you have a high level of emotional
Intelligence.
intelligence. Yeah.
That's true.
No one likes to hear that someone's venting about them. No
That's
one.
true.
And it will bear you
And
down a little bit.
me
It'll bear you
either.
down a little bit if it's constantly happening.
Yeah.
But also, someone who's emotionally intelligent will be like, that's a human thing. And I be venting about people too. So I can get angry, but not too angry. And please don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah. Because
Because you
as
coming to
much,
me trying to mess up my day for no reason at this moment.
right. Because as much as in last week's episode, I'm like, yeah, it's normal.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily want to know that you're venting. Like, I don't know if I would
Yeah.
actually want the
Yeah, I don't
conversation
either.
to be had like, hey, Day, I was talking to such and such about you, and this is what, like, hold on, don't do that, even though I know you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Or I
Hmm.
suspect that you would do it. Like, it's a different, like, don't tell me y'all were talking about it. Like, so yeah. There is
Yeah.
definitely a level of emotional intelligence that goes into that. With this particular post, I guess it blew up. Well, obviously it blew up. It ended up getting from TikTok to Twitter. Um, but this person who recorded it and was like, Sarah, because that's the name of the actual girl, Sarah, your
Right.
friends are talking about you, these group of ladies right here, blah, 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 blah. And so, of course, people are like, oh, we got to find Sarah. Like, this is so messed up and this is so wrong. And yes, to a certain degree, it is a messed up thing that like a group of your friends are sitting together and just talking crap about you. Like, it feels good for nobody. Does it happen? Yes. Does it happen more often than we think? Probably, but it doesn't feel good. But at the end of the day, I think it's so weird and kind of insidious to be a random person on the street sitting there like having your food. And like, I like to people watch and people listen. Like, I'll listen to somebody's story, I start snickering and laughing and then catch myself like, oh shoot, like I'm not a part of that situation. But to actively involve yourself to where you're recording, you're posting, you're doing all of that, that is kind of insidious because you actually don't have good intentions for Sarah. You don't know Sarah. It's not like when Sarah confronts her friends, you're gonna be like, Sarah, don't worry about it. You got me, girl. That
Yeah,
girl
you're gonna
don't
move
know you.
on.
You're moving
You're gonna drop a
on
bomb and leave.
and leave.
And it's just like you just wreaked havoc right here. What are you doing?
You
That's the
like
part
you
I
don't
can't take.
care
Because
about, yeah, right. Like you don't care about Sarah. You don't care, and Sarah could be anybody. You don't care about her. You just care
you
about
really
being
don't.
seen. You wanted a viral
Hmm.
video and you got a viral video and then you move on from that or whatever the case may be. And in this one, there was like a three-parter because then Sarah, people, it went viral. So people who knew the friends eventually
Hmm.
got back around some way, somehow to Sarah. And at first she was like, okay,
It was
thank you
like
for letting
your
me
friends talking
know.
shit.
And can you imagine, like I said,
Oh
I
my
know
gosh.
that people will talk, I know things will happen, and I'm okay knowing that it happens out there in the world. But
Yeah.
my heart would drop to my behind
Hmm.
if I got online and saw a couple of my friends sitting together and I hear Daya did this and Daya ass was out and Daya, like, oh my gosh. Because it's
Hmm.
not just the fact that they're talking about me, it's now also the fact that it's online and other people know that they're talking about me and other people know what they're talking about and other people are reaching out to me about what my friends are talking about. Like,
Hmm.
that is a lot. Like, I would never want that to happen to me. Like,
And other friends, and you were not other friends, and you are now viral because people know that your friends were talking about you, and they
that's
know
not
the untoward reason
context.
why. Like that's so
Yeah,
embarrassing.
that is so
I'd be so
embarrassing.
like annoyed.
I
Like,
would be
let
more
me and
than
my friends work
annoyed.
our things out on our own in private.
I'm so sensitive. I would cry, like, not because
Yeah,
they're necessarily
I don't
talking
blame
about
you.
me,
I
but
might cry
because
too.
everybody now knows that my friends are talking about me
You've
and
been
it's in a
exposed.
negative light. Yeah, it's not a good
Yeah.
feeling. And so
No.
it's just like I said, I just feel like it's so deeply insidious because it's like, why are you putting
Hmm.
you as a stranger that does not know me and obviously you don't care about me because you don't know me, putting my business in the street? Like, yeah, maybe I have messed up friends, but maybe my friends aren't actually messed up. Maybe I was wilding out actually. And even though I may not like the fact that they were talking about me, maybe I actually gave them something to talk about. Like, that can be the truth as well. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if a different random, well, not random person, maybe if a different person came to me or one of the girls in the group was like, hey, girl, we was talking because that was kind of wild, I might be annoyed, but then be like, but you're right, that was kind of wild. I was wilding out.
Mm.
But when you put it on such a big scale, you don't
Yeah.
get a chance to like really think about it. All you know is that you're now so embarrassed that your friends were talking about you. This is a topic they were talking about, and now thousands of people know
The
this.
whole world know. Yeah, and I when you sent it to me originally, I was just like, that person threw a stone and hit his hands, and by hitting his or her hands is that they walked away, and they're not held accountable. I wish there was a way where it is distinctly apparent that this person was starting shit, and then just call them out, like, STFU, shut up. Like,
Yeah.
nobody needed to hear this, because I don't know because how you stop it unless you shame them people into like wishing they never did that shit in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm about to go in on your ass. Like, and didn't you say that's it's her name? You said
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Isn't that what she didn't she respond back?
She did. So at first, I think she hit her up like, oh, that was me. Like, those were my friends, whatever. But then people, because people are crazy and they have such like a mob mindset and it's just like, oh my god, you just did committed the most major sin in the world. Now people were affecting her business. I think Sarah hit her up from her business, whatever, and she posted the screenshot of Sarah being like, hey, this is me. So then people are writing Sarah on her business like page or whatever it was that she had on her website, talking about
Mm-hmm.
this personal situation that has now nothing to do with her business. And she eventually
Mm-hmm.
wrote the girl again and was like, hey, can you take this down? Like, I've actually talked to my friends. Like, we're good. We're cool. Like, we've squashed the beef. Can you take this off of your page?
And it's the weirdness that those aren't even your friends.
Wait, what do you mean? Who aren't your
The
friends? The
person
people.
who exposed them.
Right, exactly. Okay.
You're
Like,
being
we
weird. Like,
honest.
I'm like, you don't have anything else to do? You
You
low
know
down
what I
chocolate
thought?
egg sucking, exes, like dirty, stinking, like, get a life.
You
Yes.
know what I
Get
thought?
a life.
I mean, you're not wrong. You know what I
Like,
thought?
nothing
I
else
was
to
like,
do?
this is someone
Hmm.
that doesn't have friends. Like, she feels like she's being such a good person and a good friend, but you don't have friends because if you had friends, you would put yourself in a position where it's like, if these were my friends, would I want
Hmm.
my situation blasted out there? You don't have friends. And so
Or if you do, you're a mean girl or guy, and
you're the
they
mean
don't
person in
have
your friendship.
and me, I personally believe mean girls and guys, they don't have real friends. They don't. They have friends, but they're not real friends because their friends are afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can truly have a safe space in your friendship. So if you don't have, y'all ain't real friends. So it's still the truth. You don't have no friends,
Right.
and you in particular don't deserve friends because you don't know how to treat people. Not saying you will
Right.
always not deserve friends, but until you learn how to treat people, you you don't deserve them. That's my personal
Yeah.
opinion. I'm not
Because
speaking
I
for you, but like,
now you can
no,
speak for me on
you
that because
miserable,
I definitely feel like there's
disgusting person.
yeah, yeah. Like I definitely
Hmm.
feel like there's an insidious act. Like you're pretending that you're doing a good deed, but what you're doing is really causing chaos. Like you're
And
causing
hurt. That's really
you're like the
hurtful.
trickster. We watch Marvel together. It's Thor and what's the name of the brother? Um
Huh? Thor.
and
Oh,
Loki.
I know you're
You're like
talking about Loki.
Loki. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
do
I know, but
anything that's crazy hurtful, but he's
uh-huh.
the trickster. Like you seem like you're doing something nice, but you're really not. What you really did was blast these random four women that you don't know and expose their one friend that you also don't know and put all of their business on social media and walked away from the situation. Like,
I'm
I
so
did my
glad you
good
brought
deed.
up Loki because also you are the trickster, but what is Loki in the grand text? And what is this person trying to be and they're not, but they're Loki? So Loki's the anti-hero. This person wanted to be the hero. You're really the anti-hero.
You're the anti-hero. No, it's true.
Ugh,
Like,
and I
you
can't
didn't
stand
do
an
a good
anti-hero.
deed. I feel like you
You know,
didn't do a good
yeah.
deed. And I feel like, just even on a more personal level, what
Posing
I
as a hero. You poser. I'm like, get on nerves.
it's like what I want my friends to be talking crap about me, no, but at the end of the day,
No.
it's like, how do you think that it makes Sarah feel to know like all of that stuff was out there? Like, what if, because what did you expect to happen? I think that's more so the question. Like, you know me, I'm always big on intent, right? Like, it
Mm-hmm.
seems like her intent was to expose these people, but you have to have more than that. What was your true intent? Because you don't know Sarah, right? You don't know these group of girls, you don't know their situation and their dynamic. But what this potentially does is exposes Sarah and her friends to like all of these
Mm-hmm.
opinions. So what did you want Sarah to do? Fight her friends? What did you want Sarah to do?
I think
Drop
so.
all her friends? What did you want Sarah to do? Get on the internet and curse her friends out? Like, what
Yes,
did you
all of that.
expect
Because what
to
would Loki
happen?
want? Loki would want
Chaos.
something happy to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Because Loki's life is depressing and he has nothing going for him. Everybody looks at his brother, you know what I'm saying? So he spreads misery. That's what
Mm-hmm.
that person wanted. So all of the above of what you just mentioned is what they want. You can't let them win. You can't let the devil win. No, no, ma'am.
No. No,
No.
and I just
So I
think
guess
and
if you can't cuss them out, like I would have done, because you can't always tell who the instigator is due to the beast that is social media, they can hide. However, you can, be like, nah, me and my friends are good, which is what it looks like Sarah did, or just proclaim like get your get back in a positive way. Like you're not
mm-hmm.
stopping anything over here. Actually, friends sometimes vent, sometimes they fight, and guess what? If they have a healthy relationship, which it looks like your miserable ass has never had a day in your geek damn life, uh you can get past it. So how about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's what you got to do. You got to fight hate with love.
You do.
They don't like
Like,
that.
you do, because
Go find some business about yourself and some money in your pocket. What you doing? Go find some business.
right. Like, whatever happened to drinking your water and minding your business?
You know, it's our favorite thing to do, mind our business. So that was just so not.
Well,
If
that
it
I'm
were
not
me and you
okay.
that
Let me
came.
be for real now. Hold on. Let me be for real. My favorite thing is not minding my own business. I do love minding
Okay.
other people's
All
business,
right.
but I will not bring your business to the internet.
Uh, all right. Let me just speak for myself. My favorite thing is to mind my business.
That is not your favorite
And
thing because we be talking
that
about
is
people
true
business.
because a lot of
Mostly
times,
social media business, but we be talking about. But this is what we do right now.
yes, that is true. But I still stick to what I said. I be minding my business. Okay. If I see something, I will have a personal thought, but I'm not trying to muse on it publicly on social media.
Well,
Not how to
that's
do
the
my
thing.
thing.
That's the
Be-
thing. I
And the
don't.
other thing, like if you want to say that I don't mind my business and that I do have opinions, I do. But again, that's called venting inwardly or to my friend.
Well,
You know
no,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's true. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to call you out. Like, I'm just saying, like, we do podcasts about things and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's other people's business or whatever. And that's just kind of the nature of like what we do. But on a more personal level, like we're not instigators. Like if we happen to find out information
Oh
about
yeah.
stuff, we might have an opinion that we share, usually just with each other. And then if we think it's a safe enough topic that we can bring here, we do, because
Mm-hmm. And
it's
we're not
never my
destructive.
intention. Yeah, it's never
We
my
never want to
intention to
destroy.
like bash someone, like especially
Mm-hmm.
on a public forum like our
We've talked
podcast.
about that. Like we don't want to be known as anti construction. Like everything's going to be constructive what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
and there are certain things we have not talked about because it's like
yeah. Yeah.
that is not a good look. We don't want to. We want to be light and love. We don't want
We
to
want to be
be
light
the
and love. We want
opposite.
to
We
we'll
do
have
like to
serious
fun and do a
conversation.
kiki,
Yeah.
but if it is deep, we try to. We will always come from a point of we're not
Love.
gonna get down in the gutter with it. We're not doing that. That's not what we want to put out there in the world. Absolutely
That's
not.
not
So
that
it's
yeah, that's
weird.
not how we
A lot of
want our
people
face
being
to look.
weird. Mm-mm.
Oh, for
And that
sure.
might mean we are not going to be as popular, but that's fine. That's a
We still
consequence
gonna be
of our
popular.
choices.
Manifestation. We
We
still gonna be
yes,
out
exactly.
there.
But
Positivity.
when the time comes, God willing, and we are more recognizable, we will also be recognizable because we did it a certain way.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we won't bash. Like we'll have serious conversations if we need
Mm-hmm.
to, but like I'm never gonna just bash someone's life. At least,
Mm-hmm.
like not on a public thing. Now, obviously if it's something big and catastrophic, well not catastrophic, but something big out there in the whatever, in the sphere, in the internet sphere, we of course have our opinions. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I don't think about anything. If it's like, I don't know, if something pops up on Google or Shade Room or wherever else news pops up on CNN or
Hollywood
whatever,
Unlocked,
Hollywood on live,
MSNBC,
like, yeah, I will definitely have an opinion and be like,
Fox
that's
News.
wild. That's crazy. I would
Yeah,
never. Um,
I wish I
but
would.
it never like super like public because once again, we don't like the social media vigilantes. We don't like the people that are sitting here like behind their keyboard, behind their computers, behind their phones, talking crap. Like that's the point
Mm-hmm.
of this conversation right here. We don't like that.
Yeah.
We don't like people
So
breaking
now
people
we're officially on
down.
record.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So call
Yeah, and
us
that's why
out,
we do
y'all.
hit to talk about it.
Ah!
I'm like, yeah, what is up with people doing that? And it's not a new thing, but it's
And
got
it's
to
not.
be called out. Like, go
It's
find some business about yourself. This
please
helps
like
nobody.
at all. It
Go
like
find some
honestly, I
business.
felt
You have no
so
business.
bad when I
Mm-hmm.
found the like original post. I felt so bad for everyone involved because it's like these people we don't know them like and taking a what I don't 3 4 5 minute snippet of time in their lives does not give you a clear picture of who any of them are. It really doesn't. Not
Yeah.
Sarah, whose cooch was
Mm-hmm.
out. Maybe this was the first time in a long time that she'd been out and she was like, I'm gonna go wild. Right. And her friends were
Yeah.
just talking about it, but that's not really her personality. And maybe her friends were talking
Mm-hmm.
about it because it's really not her personality. So they're like shocked. Like, what was happening there? It's so much. And it's like you take that little snippet and you post it on there to make it seem like they are all these terrible people. And really, all they
Mm-hmm.
are human. And maybe
Yeah.
some of those friendships may not be meant to last or whatever the case may be, but we honestly don't know Sarah or her friends enough to like cast the judgment that
Judge.
was casted on these group of women. Like that's crazy. And so now, I'll be the one
Mm-hmm.
to judge people like that publicly. Now I'm judging the creator of that because it's like that was not nice. You were not nice doing that. It didn't serve a purpose. You didn't help anyone. All you did was
I
go
think that's
viral
a
and
fair
that was
enough
your
judgment.
point.
Mm-hmm. And that's got to be a hollow win. It's hollow. It's fleeting, but people still do it because
And
they're less than smart.
that creator apparently does that a lot. Like she just be out in people's business and posting about it. Like, girl, what are
Exactly.
you doing?
Again, I'm not surprised.
get
Mm-hmm.
get some about your life. So
Exactly.
yeah. So yeah, friends, what we want to encourage y'all to do is get something about your life. Like, do not be up in other people's
Mm-hmm.
business, but mostly we just wanted to talk about like social media vigilantism and how everyone is like posting things on social media without any care for people. Like I think we've just kind of fallen so low in society where we're like not caring about people on a human level. We're not caring about how things impact people, how it might make them feel, what our actions are, and what our reactions are. So I just wanted to bring that up and like just kind of talk about that and see where like everybody else feels about that because I feel like nowadays everybody kind of revels in that sort of behavior, and it's just like, oh, put it out there, that's crazy, we want to see follow up and all that stuff. And just want to know if anybody feels like we feel.
Like, could we do better? We don't have to take that bait. Like, actually, we didn't need this.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, we ain't need this. So, friends, hit us up on at Honestly Friends Pod on Instagram. Check us out on Honestly Friends Podcast on YouTube to watch this full video. And let us
Let us
know
know.
what you think about this topic. We love to hear your feedback.
Until
Later,
next time, y'all.
friends.
Later.
Bye.